Hey guys, it's Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and I'm waiting on my buddy John to come pick me up. I'm out here in the garage getting a few things ready. So we found this, well, he found a motorcycle alongside a driveway. Maybe John will buy this thing, maybe he won't, but we're gonna go see how it turns out. Now he's bought a couple of barn finds in the past. He's got an 85 V65 Sabre. It's a Honda, for those that are not familiar. And it was like the fastest production bike in 1985. And he pulled that thing out of a barn somewhere and got it running and stuff. And it's not like restored to original quality, but it's roadworthy and runs, and it's a fun bike to ride. I've done a video on it in the past and stuff. So we're gonna see what he found this time, and I'm going with him because this one is a Harley, and I know maybe a little more about Harleys than he does. He's never owned one, but this might be his first. Let's see how this adventure goes today. We're gonna head down the road here. He found a little something out in the woods here a couple months ago. The guy didn't have a key. I don't even know, did he ever find the title?
Yeah, he's got the title. He's
got the title now, so we're gonna go back. This thing ain't been started in over a year. So let's go see what we found, what we got, and if it's worth a shit, if it'll turn over at least. All right, well there it is. Boy, the sun's bright, I hope so, because there's still snow on the trailer here. John brought his trailer and truck, and we might take this thing home, but let's go look at what we got over there. So it's pretty easy to spot. It's an anniversary edition. This is a 2003 VRod. It's been sitting out here underneath these trees and stuff in the edge of the woods here alongside a driveway for over a year, we know. Maybe longer than that, but the old boy says just over a year. But you can see it's a little dirty. Got a little mildew and mold kind of stuff on it from tree sap and whatnot. This here's probably the biggest problem we have found with it cosmetically, you know, looking at it. It's been tipped over, and the perch arm here for the front brake lever is completely broke off. Mirror's bent. That's not the end of the world there. You know, don't see too much else wrong with it cosmetically. If y'all spot something, let me know. We brought an air pump up so we can air up tires. We brought some tools. We're gonna see if we can get this, this thing here is basically like where the air box and battery is. This is not a fuel tank. That's actually under the seat. We're gonna see if we can get in there and put a battery jumper on this thing and see if the motor at least will turn over. Okay, so we got the seat unlocked. We had to put a little pressure on it and get it popped loose. We got the seat unlocked, got the air box apart. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a nest in it. Let's take a look at this. So, you guys see that? Got acorn pieces and just everything. I mean, you know, this is what happens when you leave one set outside. They'll get up inside that air box, just fill that area up. Up in there is where the battery is. We gotta clean all this out first though. Got the tires airing up. We've got to the fuel tank. So, we'll see what else we can get done here. You got good flow now. By God, you know how to suck, John.
I've got them out for 2 full of gas once or twice in my life. Not illegally, but legally. Ain't got nothing, no.
Ain't got no starter.
Just clicking.
Just a clicking. We got lights, but no starter. I don't even hear the starter clicking down there.
I could hear it clicking.
That's back here.
Yeah, it's down here somewhere.
So the starter's up here in the front. I'm sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but that sure looks like a starter to me right down here. Well, she's not locked up. All right, John's putting it back together. We've talked to the old boy off camera. It looks like there's some electrical issue. Sometimes it'll turn on, sometimes it won't even turn on. No headlight, no nothing. And probably what's worse than that, we moved it out, got it around where it'll move. The engine's not seized up, but the shift linkage does not return to center. John's putting it back together. I have a feeling that we're not putting anything on the trailer today. The old boy still thinks this thing is worth like $3,000 when you can buy a a running one without even negotiating at a dealer for $5,500. You can probably buy one from an individual for $4,500. So yeah, I don't think this thing's going on the trailer today, but we haven't left yet. Let's see what happens. All right, we are back. No bike on the trailer. One of the things we learned with the VRod, I did some looking while we were there, but the shifter linkage on this thing is not returning to center. And I was typing into Google, you know, VRod transmission not return, and it auto-completed to center. So it's apparently something people have searched for in the past, you know, enough that Google auto-completed it for me. Read some of the posts, and it seems there's a shift spring, linkage spring inside the transmission that returns that shifter to neutral after you shift, and that's probably broken on this bike. And it sounds like, from what I read online, that means pulling the engine and splitting the engine and everything else to replace that. This is a 21-year-old motorcycle. This guy wants too much money for it as it is. He said he'll think about it, he'll call John. I doubt he's gonna come down to what John wants, or what John would be willing to give for it, knowing he's gonna have to pull the engine and split the cases to fix that. So there's also some kind of electrical issue with it. Sometimes the key turns the things on and sometimes it does not. I mean, no headlight, no nothing sometimes, and sometimes you do. So it's had mice up in it. The guy said it's been sitting for a year. I really kind of feel like it's probably been sitting longer than that. Maybe he's lost track of time, but based on the corrosion and things we saw in the airbox and stuff like that, it's been outside, I would say, for a couple of years at least. The mice have made a nice long-term home inside the airbox when we peeled it apart. So, all right, well, no success today, but you know, if you guys are going to go out for a barn find, make sure you take a battery jumper, gas, WD-40, you know, some screwdrivers, and you know, basic socket sets and tools that you might need, that kind of thing. But also rags for cleaning stuff out of there, wear gloves. I mean, I literally pulled that rat's nest out and there was a mouse, a live mouse in it, in my hand. So make sure you're wearing gloves, things like that. Probably we should took some compressed air or a little mini vacuum cleaner that's battery powered or something. So I'm making a list of things to bring next time we go on one of these adventures. And maybe we'll put a video together about that if we do more of these barn find hunts, of like what all you should bring with you and have with you to try and get a motorcycle going that's been sitting for God knows how long. All right, we'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all stay safe, keep on riding. We're out.